In this video, I'll be talking about larger Social Security checks in light of a recent announcement. I've included all the information you need to know in the video, so let's get started and review the current situation first. Just to be clear, since I frequently receive questions about who will be included in this in the comment box below, I can tell you this: everyone who receives benefits from Social Security, including but not limited to Social Security Retirement Disability, SSDI Spousal Survivor VA, and even SSI recipients. Since things are looking much better and checks will be growing larger in light of this recent statement and everything, I want to break it down for you and let you know how things stand right now. They're projecting as of right now, but since things are trending much higher for Social Security, I want to break it all down for you and let you know where we stand as of right now and what has been happening this year. Beneficiaries, roughly 70 million people. Anyway, let's get started and discuss all the statistics and specifics you're interested in learning about. But before we do, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do the following, either if you haven't already or if you happen to. First of all, welcome to the site. I sincerely appreciate your support. Would you kindly make sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon directly below the video? Doing so is completely free and has always possessed the ability to. I'm here to support you in any way I can. I'm keeping an eye on the news, conducting research, and speaking up for you by responding to inquiries and pointing out resources that you might be able to use, such as financial aid, benefits, and checks. Stimulation increases advantages. Once more, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be bringing that to your notice right now in this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe below. Let's speak about all these numbers. So we got the most recent inflation report. Perhaps you saw my live broadcast from yesterday morning. We've got it hot off the press, and I want to analyze the most recent forecasts that are being received. With that said, I want to make it very clear that this is my opinion. I believe you are aware that this is not the official announcement that is being made right now, but I still want to draw your attention to it, because, unavoidably, comments will always appear below stating that this is the official announcement or not. The reason for this is because of the way inflation operates. It's not like it just randomly rises up at a rate of 6 or 7%. If that were to happen once, we would be in a very horrible place, so let's hope it doesn't happen someday. If it does, though, let's just kiss our funds. That is essentially what will happen. There will be hyperinflation, our money will be useless, and we will have to push wheelbarrows full of cash to the shop in order to get a small piece of bread. We will also have to wrestle people to the ground in order to obtain what we want. And my argument is that, like everything else, there is a tendency behind inflation, so we need to be careful. I'm just saying that it will be incredibly horrible if that happens. It's not occurring. Let's just hope that it doesn't happen someday. Taking a look at the pattern, we received the April inflation data this morning. As is customary, we received the previous month's inflation report in the middle of the month, which coincidentally happens to be April's. The inflation reading, which is really 0.1% lower than it was the prior month, is actually quite little. When I say small, I mean that it is literally the lowest reading that is possible. That's everything, all right? It came in at 1/10, which is 1/10 less than the reading from the previous month. My argument is that this is nothing. It's nothing. Let's just call it zero. That's really what it is. All right, so this is what it comes down to. Even while inflation did slow down a little bit this time, prices did rise according to the raised estimates for Social Security payments. So why, you ask? Well, we're actually projecting that Social Security beneficiaries will receive a greater hike, increase on a few different items as well as the CPI-W, which is, incidentally, the most significant indicator because it's used to calculate the amount of the Social Security boost that the Fisher. If you've been watching the videos on this channel for at least, the last 4 or 5 months, you may have heard me talk about this. Well, CPI-W is actually pointing toward a greater raise than what we were projecting. Want mentioned that I released a video last month? Because we receive this figure each month, and I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that back in January, estimates were pouring in that we would receive an incredible one, 75% hike to our monthly bonus. But when February arrived, their estimate changed from 1.75 to 2.4 to 2.6%. It became more of a range. I saw a few different estimates online, but as of February, it was about in the 2.4–2.6% area. Now, as of March, we received another bump to the estimate, which came in at 3%. Not bad, eh? We went from 1.75 to 2.4 to 2.6 up to 3%. And guess what? Although inflation did slow down somewhat, it did so gradually. Somewhat last month, according to yesterday's most current estimate, which indicates that the projected increase in benefits will be 3.2%. Now, once more, I realize that some of you are probably sighing at this point, thinking, oh, another 3.2%. Genuinely, what a joke. I completely agree with you, and I'm not questioning you. Rather, I'm arguing that we have every right to feel that way because, guess what? As of right now, actually as of last month, so the as of Faye, yes, that's correct. As of March of this year, inflation had already surpassed the amount of COLA we had for this year. As of March, inflation was already 3.5%, which meant that we were already 310.1% behind. Nevertheless, we were still behind. Therefore, I completely understand if this statistic is discouraging to you. That being said, I would like to return and offer you some encouragement, because guess what? There are still a few more months until we receive the official. We begin gathering information to estimate how much the raise will be in the third quarter of the year, which is when we start receiving this crucial inflation data. Since you can see, there will be May inflation at this time of year, since we are clearly in May. Currently filming this video, June inflation will also be discussed, and then July will arrive, at which point everything will get serious. As soon as July 1st arrives, any inflation that occurs in July, August, or September will be taken into account for your raised multi-benefit. Alright? Does that make sense? In any case, to cut a long story short, the trend is still rising even if it's somewhat decreased in April, going from 1.75 to 2.4. It moved up less than what I was going to say. I apologize. I'm not an English major, but it did move up from 2.6 to 3%. And now it's at 3.2%, so yes, it's still moving up. At what it has been doing for the past few months here, but at least it has increased somewhat. Keep in mind that we received a 3.2% increase this year, but whatever increase you receive for your benefits will be based on your new benefit, the new potential 3.2%. If it were to be that at this time, it would be based on your current benefit as well. All right, but let me stress that we're still at the 3.2 projection as of right now, and we still have months to go. Go here before we even reach the most crucial months of July, August, and September. After we have that inflation data, we'll receive the formal announcement in October. All right, so there are still a lot of months to go, and I'm sticking with this. And if I were to give you a very wide range on this, I would estimate that it would be anywhere from 3 to 5%. That's a really big window in terms of where the COLA will come in at. To really focus it down, I wouldn't be surprised to see a high 3% or even high 4% range. So once more, I'm just kind of winging it here, so please give me the benefit of the doubt. I have no idea what's going to happen, but if I had to really truly pin this down and give you a window of around 1% for where I believe the COLA would fall, in all honesty, I think if I had to, I'm going to forecast the CO as of right now to be between 3.9 and 4.9%, since I don't think this inflation is going anywhere. Instead, I think they're manipulating the books and withholding information from us. Actual figures. Because here's the thing. Many people have been saying, oh my gosh, look at this inflation went down. We're doing so great. This is awesome. Now let me ask you a quick question. Have your monthly expenses decreased? On groceries, utilities, housing, gas, medical expenses, insurance premiums, and other such items. Please let me know here. I might be completely mistaken. Perhaps I'm just living in a bubble at the moment and have no idea what's going on in the real world, but I'm not aware of that. I see the bills every month, and I'm not happy about having to pay the credit card bill every month. I'm just telling you this. I paid the bill today, which I'm not thrilled about. I don't know where the thousands of dollars are. Everything moving, I'm just saying that it's all the necessities. It's not like we're purchasing a ton of exciting items. I have no idea what the money is being used for. I promise that I spend 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, sitting in this room. Assure it's boring, okay? Whatever we're purchasing is basic stuff: food, utilities, bills, and the like.